From the ashes of a republic, an empire was born, forged by ambition, power, and the will of one man. Some were brilliant visionaries, bringing peace and prosperity. Others were ruthless tyrants, ruling through fear, terror, and madness. These were men who were called gods, men whose words could shape nations and command the known world. This is the story of the Roman emperors, a lineage of rulers who defined an empire that did not simply fall, but transformed, leaving its mark on history forever. From the golden age of Augustus to the rise of a new Christian era under Constantine. Our journey begins with the architect of it all, Augustus, born Gaius Octavius. He was the grandnephew and adopted son of Julius Caesar. After Caesar's assassination, a brutal civil war erupted. Through cunning political maneuvering and military victory, Octavian emerged as the sole ruler of Rome. In 27 BC, the Senate granted him the title Augustus, meaning the revered one. He didn't call himself a king. Instead, he was the princeps, or first citizen. His reign, the Pax Romana, was an unprecedented era of peace and prosperity. He reformed the military, established the Praetorian Guard, initiated massive public works projects, and created a stable civil service. After a long and transformative rule, Augustus died peacefully in 14 AD, deified by the Senate, and leaving his stepson Tiberius as his chosen successor. Tiberius was a skilled general but a reluctant emperor. His reign began smoothly, continuing Augustus's policies. However, he grew increasingly paranoid and reclusive, retreating to the island of Capri and ruling through letters. His later years were marked by treason trials and the sinister influence of his Praetorian prefect, Sejanus. Tiberius died in 37 AD, possibly smothered by his own guards, leaving the throne to his grandnephew, the infamous Caligula. Gaius Caesar, nicknamed Caligula, meaning little boots, began his reign with popular measures like tax cuts and public games, but his rule quickly descended into tyranny. Ancient historians describe him as a madman, engaging in extravagant spending, claiming divinity, and even planning to make his horse a consul. His cruelty and erratic behavior alienated the Senate and the Praetorian Guard. After just 4 years, he was assassinated by his own guards, a brutal end to a chaotic reign. The Praetorian Guard, in a state of panic, found Caligula's uncle, Claudius, hiding behind a curtain and declared him emperor. Considered weak and unassuming due to a physical disability, Claudius proved to be a surprisingly effective administrator. He expanded the empire, most notably conquering Britain. He oversaw judicial reforms and invested in public works, including new aqueducts for Rome. His personal life, however, was tumultuous, marked by the betrayals of his wives. He was likely poisoned in 54 AD, allegedly by his final wife, Agrippina, to secure the throne for her son, Nero. Nero's early reign, guided by his tutor Seneca, was promising. But his artistic ambitions and paranoia soon overshadowed his duties. He saw himself as a great performer, a poet, and a musician. The Great Fire of Rome in 64 AD became a turning point. Though he organized relief efforts, rumors spread that he had started the fire himself to clear land for a new palace. He scapegoated the Christians, initiating the first major persecution. Facing numerous rebellions and abandoned by the Praetorian Guard, Nero took his own life in 68 AD, ending the Julio-Claudian dynasty and plunging Rome into another civil war. The year that followed is known as the Year of the Four Emperors. Out of this chaos, a pragmatic and down-to-earth general named Vespasian emerged victorious. He founded the Flavian dynasty, restoring stability and financial order to the empire. He was known for his wit and common sense. His most famous project was the construction of the Colosseum, funded by the spoils from the Jewish War. He ruled for a decade, died of natural causes and passed power peacefully to his son Titus, famously saying, "I think I'm becoming a god." Our story now jumps to the peak of the Roman Empire, to the reign of Trajan, who ascended to power in 98 AD. He was the first emperor born outside of Italy, hailing from Spain. Revered as Optimus Princeps, or the best ruler, Trajan was a military man who expanded the empire to its greatest territorial extent by conquering Dacia, modern-day Romania. The wealth from these conquests funded an extensive public building program, including the magnificent Trajan's Forum and Market in Rome. He was also known for his social welfare programs, providing for poor children. After a successful reign, he died of illness while on campaign in the East in 117 AD. His successor was Hadrian, another Spanish-born emperor. Unlike Trajan, Hadrian was a consolidator, not a conqueror. He traveled extensively throughout the provinces, strengthening the empire's borders. His most famous legacy is Hadrian's Wall in northern Britain, a massive fortification marking the edge of the Roman world. A lover of Greek culture and architecture, he was a great builder, reconstructing the Pantheon in Rome to its current form. His reign was largely peaceful and prosperous. He died of illness in 138 AD, having chosen Antoninus Pius as his successor, with the condition that he, in turn, adopt the young Marcus Aurelius. Marcus Aurelius, who came to power in 161 AD, is often remembered as the philosopher king. A devoted Stoic, his personal writings, known as the Meditations, offer a profound insight into his struggles to live a just and virtuous life while leading one of the world's greatest empires. His reign was far from peaceful. He spent most of it on the northern frontier, battling Germanic tribes. A devastating plague also swept through the empire, killing millions. A man dedicated to duty, he died on campaign near the Danube River in 180 AD. His decision to make his own son, Commodus, his heir, is often seen as a tragic mistake that ended the era of the five good emperors. Over a century of instability, civil war, and economic crisis followed. This tumultuous period, known as the crisis of the 3rd century, nearly brought the empire to its knees. Salvation came in 284 AD with the rise of Diocletian. A brilliant military commander of humble origins, Diocletian realized the empire was too vast and complex for one man to rule. He instituted a radical reform, the Tetrarchy, or rule of 4. He divided the empire into an eastern and a western half, each ruled by a senior emperor, an Augustus, and a junior emperor, a Caesar. This restored stability and allowed for more effective defense. Diocletian also launched the Great Persecution against Christians, the most severe in Roman history. In 305 AD, in an unprecedented move, he voluntarily abdicated and retired to his palace in Split, modern-day Croatia, to grow cabbages. Diocletian's system collapsed after his retirement, leading to another series of civil wars. From this struggle, one man would rise to reunite the empire under a new banner, Constantine the Great. In 312 AD, on the eve of the decisive Battle of the Milvian Bridge, Constantine reportedly had a vision of a Christian symbol in the sky, with the words, "In this sign, you will conquer." He ordered his soldiers to paint the symbol on their shields, and they were victorious. A year later, the Edict of Milan granted religious tolerance throughout the empire, effectively ending the persecution of Christians. Constantine eventually became the sole emperor, reuniting the Roman world. In 330 AD, he moved the capital of the empire from Rome to a new city he founded, Constantinople, shifting the empire's center of gravity to the east. His embrace of Christianity was a pivotal moment in history, setting the stage for the Christianization of Europe. Constantine died in 337 AD, having been baptized on his deathbed. From the calculated diplomacy of Augustus to the divine vision of Constantine, the Roman emperors left an indelible mark on history. They were builders and destroyers, philosophers and tyrants, gods and men. Their legacy is etched across 3 continents and still lives on in our laws, our languages, and our institutions. The story of Rome is the story of power, ambition, and the weight of ruling a world that was never easy to control. But this is only the beginning. In the days to come, we will step closer into the lives of some of these emperors, names that have echoed through history and even found their way into films and legend. Their stories are deeper, darker, and far more personal than history often reveals. If you've journeyed through this with me, thank you for watching. And if you want more stories that bring history to life, be sure to subscribe. There is always more to uncover.